Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, would you please rise? Gentlemen, remove your caps. Let us face the American flag and let us join Westwood Sidney Judd in honoring America with the singing of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Sidney Judd.
Outstanding rendition of the national anthem. Sidney
Medfield,
Judd,
Eric
Westwood High School
Holmberg.
student.
For
Hello everyone, I'm Chris
Medfield,
Paff.
Brad Pindell.
Welcome back to Flahi Field in Westwood, where tonight the Westwood Wolverines play host to the Medfield Warriors. Exciting Tri-Valley Large action 2018. Medfield comes into tonight's game with a 1-3 record, and Westwood
raffle tickets, which will only be
enters
sold
tonight's
in the
game with a
first half.
2-2 record, fresh off a
$7-6
victory over the Norwood Mustangs last week.
Your tickets in the first half only. Drawing will take place.
Westwood will do the kicking honors tonight to lead off the game, to start this game. Connor Daniele, the sophomore, will put a foot into it, and we'll get started in just a few moments.
Number 12, Connor Daniele, is in the kickoff for the Wolverines. Back deep for Medfield, number 7, Michael Greitzer.
Medfield plays a confusing defense with a 4-3. Sometimes they drop down to a 5-3.
And number 33, Cameron.
You're not sure if you're playing man or zone. It can be a tough read for a quarterback. So quarterback for the Wolverines, Jake Paff, will have his hands full tonight. Pooch kick by Daniele. They're going to let it bounce. Nope. He slides forward. And the Warriors will take over at the their own 32-yard line. 1st and 10 for Medfield.
Daniele's kickoff is fielded by number 29, Matt Leonard.
Westwood will come out with their usual 4-4 defense.
Spotted at the 32-yard line.
One
1st
safety
and
and 2 defensive backs. Medfield typically plays a spread offense with the quarterback in a pistol formation and 1 back deep, but occasionally they'll bring a second back in from the slot,
13,
or even
Steve
2.
Williams.
They'll play with full house backfield. Back to pass is Medfield. He's got his man open on the sideline. Some breakdown in coverage there. Eli Maroon comes over to make the stop.
Complete to number 3, James Wilder.
James Wilder on the reception there.
Pushed out of bounds by number 16, Eli Maroon. A gain of 13 on the play. It is a
Stephen
first down
Williams
for
is the
Medfield,
captain.
1st and 10 at their own 45.
In motion. Slips and falls. Again, that was James Wilder from the wide receiver position coming on in motion and taking the handoff directly.
Tackled for no gain. 2nd and 10.
Murray back to pass, looking over the middle, flushed out of the pocket. He's going to tuck it and run. And the ball is on the turf, fumble, and Medfield quickly recovers. Loss of about 6 yards on that play.
Steve Williams on the keeper. Fumble was
Check that.
kept
That's
by
Steve
Medfield.
Williams. Is playing quarterback, listed as a wide
Recovered by
receiver.
Daniel Zealy.
He is a senior captain. Ryan Murray, a sophomore, started off the season playing quarterback.
There is a loss of 6 on the play. It is 3rd and 16.
3rd and 16.
At the Medfield 39.
Let's see what they dial up here. Back to pass. Flushed out to his left. He's looking downfield. Can't find anyone. He's brought down from behind. Excellent pursuit.
Williams on the keeper, brought down by Miles Haspelink.
Miles Hiespelink on the tackle.
Tackle for a loss of 3. It is 4th down
So
and
it brings up
19.
4th. So after initial first down on the first play, Westwood's defense holds. Bad snap. Rolling back to the punter. No rush. Low line drive kick. It's going to go a long way for the Warriors. All the way down to the 24-yard line. It'll be down there. And Westwood will take over. Interesting
Punt is down at the Westwood
low snap and
24-yard
a
line.
low
1st
kick.
and 10 Wolverines.
But it worked out fine for the Warriors as he gets it inside the 25-yard line. So as I mentioned, Jake Paff will lead the charge for the Wolverines. Typically we'll have Shamar Hall or Colin Fay in the backfield along with him. Colin Fay looks to be there to start.
Westwood's quarterback, number 3, Jake Paff.
Tight end to his right, slot to his left. The give is to Fay on the right side. He's got a crease, cuts up, gets about 2 or 3 yards.
Number
Clock is
34,
running. We're
Colin
early
Fay, ball
action in this
carrier.
first quarter. Westwood's defense held on the opening possession of the Warriors, forcing
Brought
a
down by
punt
Dealey.
down to the 24.
Help from Elliott Mance. A gain of 3 on the play, 2nd and 7.
Second and 7. Looking quick out to Jack Hannon. Makes a man miss. Gets some more yardage. Makes another man miss. And he goes ahead for the first down. Nice job of running after the catch there by Jack Hannon, the senior.
Jake Paff's pass complete to number 2, John Hannon. Tackle by Elliott Mance.
His name on the roster is John Hannon, but to many he is known as Jack.
Gain of 11 on the play and a
11
first down
on
for
the play.
Westwood. First
They
and
needed
10
7.
at their
So
own
Westwood's
38.
ahead to the 38-yard line. 1st and 10, Wolverines. Eli Maroon, near side. Fay in the backfield with Paff. The give is to Fay up the middle. He's met there after a gain of about 1.5,
ball carrier.
maybe 1 yard.
Brought down by Mance. A gain of 2 on the play, 2nd and 8 from the Westwood 40.
I see Shamar Hall in street clothes on the sideline. He appears to be banged up and not participating in tonight's game. They are not deep in the running back position. I did hear that the freshman had been brought up, George Maroon, Eli's younger brother. Eli the senior. 2nd and 8 for the Wolverines. Give up the middle to Fay. Nice drive ahead.
Colin Fay
Hit the
is
hole
carrier.
hard, just like you're taught. Good for about 8 yards and a first down. Maybe got 10 on that. Excellent run right up the middle. Hit the hole, running as hard as he could.
A gain of 11 on the play, another Westwood first down.
So that puts him right at midfield.
1st and 10 Westwood from midfield.
A little bit of a drive going here. A couple of first downs for the Wolverines. Dylan Mahoney in. He's the near side wide receiver. Two tight ends, balanced line. Bounces outside is Fay. Cuts back inside. Nice running by Colin Fay, the junior. Good for about 5 yards. He gets down to the 45.
Fay, the ball carrier. Tackled by Michael Greitzer with help from number 58, Jackson Foscaldo. A gain of 5 on the play, 2nd and 5.
2nd and 5, Westwood.
Medfield, 45.
Some nice first down yardage so far this drive. That really allows you to open up your playbook. So again, with Shamar Hall out, Colin Fay seeing constant action this early going. Jake calls out the signals. Throws to his right. He's got his man open. Play complete. Ball is down right at the 40-yard line, which is the line to gain.
Complete to number 7, Dylan
That's Dylan Mahoney.
Initial trip up by Matt Leonard.
They are giving them the first down. So the chains will move. Third first down on this drive.
On the play. It is another Westwood first down.
So this,
First and 10
the corners will
Medfield
play
40.
off until they see that's not working. So that quick hitch that they just ran there to Dylan will be open at about 5 yards. If they will come up and play some press coverage though as well. Pop gives it to Fay up the middle. He's met there after a gain of about 2 yards.
Colin Fay, the ball carrier.
As they move it ahead 3. That'll bring up 2nd and 7.
A gain of 3 on the play. It is 2nd and 7 from the Medfield 37.
So Westwood moving along. They're now at 4 down territory.
Right in front of me.
Again, which really allows them to open up the playbook, knowing you have 4 downs to get a first instead of just
now
3.
I see 2 of them.
4 minutes left to go in this opening quarter. 0-0 our score. We have 2 tight ends, a balanced line. Fake up the middle, a little toss pass to Kevin McDonald. It's a little high, he couldn't reach it. He was open, he had some room to run after that as well. Just a little out of the reach. Kevin is a tall target.
3rd and 7.
So again, don't need to get it all on this play. You'd like to, obviously, but you can break it up into 2 if necessary. If no one's open downfield, you can get 5 here and go for it on 4th and 2. But he was open, was McDonald. So we have 3 receivers to the right, tight end to the left, and Fay in the backfield along with Paff. 3rd and 7. Here comes a blitz. Paff is in stuck and he breaks out of that, breaks a tackle. It's going to be good for a first down yardage.
Pass on the keeper.
They brought some pressure from the outside, flushing Paff from the pocket. He did a nice job recognizing that the linebackers remaining had their backs turned.
Westwood.
So Jake picked up the 6, and he needed 5. Or strike that. He needed 7, got 8.
First and 10.
Clock continues to run. Another first down. Nice drive put together here by the Wolverines. Good mix of pass and run. Dylan Mahoney is the near side split receiver. The give is to Fay off the left side. Tackled there after a gain of a couple.
Fay, the ball carrier. Tackled by Michael Greitzer and Elliot Mance.
Second and 8 as they give him 2 on the carry.
A gain of 2 on the play, 2nd and 8.
It's a beautiful, clear night for football. 51 degrees at kickoff. No clouds anywhere near the field. So here we go, 2nd and 8 for the Wolverines. Paff fakes to Fay. He's got McDonald over the middle. drag pattern. He's finally taken down after a big gain of about 12 yards.
Kevin McDonald.
The play worked once before. He just overthrew him. They came back to that well, and there's still water in it.
For another Westwood.
So Medfield unable to figure out coverage for the tight end, dragging across the middle.
1st and 10 at the Medfield 14.
Ball's spotted at the 14-yard line for the Wolverines, looking to score first in this contest. Fay up the left side. Got a crease there. Plunges ahead for a gain of about 5 yards.
Colin Fay, the ball carrier.
Ball is going to be marked at the 9-yard line.
Tackled by number 87, Cameron Lunn.
So that sets up 2nd and 5. Minute 50 left in this first quarter. Westwood's got that balanced line. 2 receivers to the left. They go to the left with Fay. Moves ahead. Plenty of distance for the first down.
Colin Fay, the ball carrier.
Going to put that right at the 4-yard line, maybe the 3.5. So Westwood's line is really doing a job on the Medfield defensive front. They're winning the battle right now as they're getting the initial push backwards.
4-yard line.
Again, a good mix of run and pass on this opening drive.
It is good for another Westwood.
So it's 1st and goal at the 4-yard line.
Goal at the Medfield 4.
The run has been working. Let's see if they go back to it. Double tight. Single back. Fay with Paff in the backfield. They give us to Fay. Bounces it to the right side. Gains a yard, maybe 2.
Colin Fay, the ball carrier.
Looks like he might be down to the 2-yard line. It's going to set up 2nd down at the 2.
Tackled after a gain of 2. 2nd and goal from the 2.
I would imagine they'd stick with the run here. It's working. We have a whistle on the play. Might be a timeout. Yeah, it's a timeout taken.
End of the first quarter.
End of the first quarter. Didn't realize the clock was still running.
There is no score.
0-0 our
Medfield
score.
Nothing. Westwood nothing.
Westwood is knocking on the door. Medfield is playing in Division 5 this year. And they come into tonight's game ranked out of 25 teams in Division 5, 14th. And they, like I said at the opening of the telecasts, they have a 1-3 record. They started off the season playing Dedham and lost to Dedham 21-3, then traveled to Norton and lost a close one, 34. I'm sorry, they beat Norton in a close one, 34-30, and they lost the last 2 games. The first one against Ashland, 14-7, and then they lost to Holliston, 42-0. So they are coming off of a 2-game losing streak. They'd like to correct that. Westwood righted the ship a bit last week with a 7-6 victory over Norwood, drawing their record even at 2-2. So they would like to get in the over 500 category for a team. And Westwood is playing in Division 4 in the state this year. And currently, the TVL large standings are as follows. Holliston at 2-0, 3-0 on the year, is in first. Ashland
It is second
is
and goal
in
for the
second,
Wolverines
also
at
at
the
2-0,
Medfield
and they're
2.
4-0 for the season. We'll get back to the rest of that. First play of the second quarter. Paff gives to Fay up the middle. He's hit initially, but falls into the end zone for a touchdown. Colin Fay, the 2-yard run, touchdown, Wolverines. First play of the second quarter, they start things off right. Colin Fay plows ahead for 2. Westwood draws first blood in this one.
2-yard touchdown rush for Fay.
Connor Daniele is out to kick the extra point. Mark James is on to hold.
Connor Daniele is in for the extra point try. Number 1, Mark James Jr. holding.
Snap is good. Kick is on the way, and it is good.
The kick is good.
So Westwood
successful.
Pulls ahead 7-0.
Medfield nothing.
Over the Warriors of Medfield. Finishing off the Tri-Valley Large standings, Holliston and Ashland at the top, both undefeated. Hopkinton is next. They are tied with Westwood. They both have a 2-2 record overall, 1-1 in Tri-Valley League. And rounding out is Norwood at 0-2 in the league, and Medfield is 0-2 in the league. But Medfield is 1-3 on the season. Norwood is 0-4 on the season. Also playing tonight in TVL action, Ashland is playing Norwood. Hopkinton is at Holliston, and that'll do it. So Westwood now needs to play with a lead. Defense has to continue to close them out. They allowed 1 first down in the opening possession for Medfield, and then they shut it down, causing negative yardage, and they punted it on 4th down, 4th and long. They tried a pooch kick before. Let's see if they do this again. Earlier in the season, Medfield was letting these drop, not trying to catch it. That one bounces dangerously for Medfield, and they gather it there at the 38-yard line.
Daniele's kick is fielded by number 8, Rabbi Armani.
You do those pooch kicks over and over when you have faith in your defense. But when the offense is allowed to start near the 40-yard line,
38-yard line,
even if you hold them, a punt makes your own offense start deep in your own territory instead of around midfield where you'd love for them to start. But anyway, let's see how Westwood's defense does after a long rest. Stephen Williams, the senior captain for the Warriors. He's in an empty backfield. Looking to his right, and we got a whistle blown. We're going to have a flag down.
There is no play. There is a flag.
It's likely going to be a false start against the Warriors. Play looked odd right from the start, and that's the call. You got to remember that they had number 23, who does not appear on my roster, in the backfield starting.
1st and 15.
They may have different numbers for away games versus home. But number 23 went in motion and then took the swing pass from Williams. The give is up the middle. Eludes one tackler. Did a nice job getting in there quick. That was Kevin Cote, but couldn't wrap up the ball carrier.
Stephen Williams, the ball carrier. Tackled by number 8, Elio Pravazzi.
Looks like that might be not 23, but 32. Cam Junta was in the backfield on that run.
There's a gain of 2 on the play. Second and
13
Medfield
after
35.
the penalty, initial play. Williams back to pass, flush from the pocket, rolls to his right, brings the ball down. He's going to be met there. Looks like the ball came out on the hit. Let's see what the call is.
Steve Williams.
It's going to be Westwood ball.
Turnover on the play.
Williams brought the ball down, tried to run for it, and he got hit.
By Westwood.
Looked like a defensive lineman. I can't tell what number made that hit, but did a nice job jarring the ball loose. And Westwood all over that. So they set up shop.
Westwood takes over
the Medfield,
at the Medfield 39.
39-yard line.
Correction, the 34.
My correction, the 34-yard line. 10 minutes left in the second quarter. Looks like Westwood's going to call a timeout. Might be a little confusion, not quite ready to jump on the field as their offense. Not sure what that reason for that was.
And a timeout.
But Coach Pindell and Paff will talk things over at the sideline. Don't know if this is a full timeout or a 30-second timeout. And
it was a 30-second timeout.
So here we go. Now everyone's back, ready to play. Westwood's got one tight end to the left, slot receiver to the right, Fay in the backfield with Paff. Paff fakes backside pressure. He's brought down.
Paff is sacked.
It's like defensive end. The numbers I'm reading are not measuring up to the roster that I was given. So forgive me, I can't come up with these names quickly because they don't appear before me. Big loss, 7 yards
from the
back
Medfield 41.
From the original line of scrimmage.
Spotted at the 40. It is 2nd and 16.
So again, in this territory, you got 4 downs to get it. Same formation, except we have the slot over on the right side as well, 2 slots. Jake rolls out to his right. He's got a man open. Looked like he had Dom Howe short open, but he elected to go a little bit farther to Dylan Mahoney.
Dylan Mahoney,
just off the mark. Low pass. Tough catch for Dylan on that one.
Third and
so
16.
It sets up 3rd and long. 16 needed for that first down. A short 16. He's got players open. If he can have time to throw it, he'll get players open. And we're going to have another timeout in this series. Looks like everyone's coming over to talk to Coach Brad Pindell. So this will be maybe a full timeout.
And a timeout.
Following tonight's game, Medfield will travel to Hopkinton. And then following that, they host Norwood. And that does it for the regular season. They will round out games with either playoff or consolation games until the Thanksgiving Day game where Medfield will play host to Dover Sherborne, their typical rivalry game. Westwood in Division 4 finds himself not able to crack I believe they got as far as 16, and they're at 21 now out of 25 teams.
3rd down and 16.
So 3rd and 16.
Medfield 40.
Three receivers to Pap's right. He's got a tight end to his left. That's Dom Howe. Pass complete to Jack Hannon, and he is very close to a first down. They're marking him out of bounds right at the spot. Might be a half-yard short.
Tackled by Matt Leonard.
Looks like they're putting it right at the 25-yard line. And I think he had to go to the 24.5. It looks like, we got a penalty flag back in the backfield. Looks like a holding call against Westwood. It's going to make things very difficult. Set up a 3rd and 26. Erasing what was a nice play for the Wolverines, a gain of 16. Yeah, we have
the penalty
is offensive holding is the call. So that'll set up a 3rd and 26.
It's a 10-yard penalty.
After the gift fumble
It
recovery,
brings up third down.
Westwood's
and
offense
26
is just moving backwards
from
on this
midfield.
possession. Ball is right at the 50. They need to go to the 24.5-yard line. So let's see, last time it was an obvious passing down. Medfield brought pressure. They have 4 linemen up front. Quick pass to the left side, it's a screen. Might have been Matt Cawley out there on the left side, the far side. Difficult to pick it up.
Half complete
Can't tell.
to Hannon.
No, it looks like it's Jack Hannon, number 2, not 22, is Matt Cawley.
A gain of 9 on the play. 4th down and 17 from the Medfield 41.
So, 4th and 17. So Westwood will go for it. Could be a big pickup here. 8 minutes left to go in this second quarter. Fay is with Paff in the backfield. It's going to be a quick kick by Paff. Not a very good one. See where the roll goes. Gets a good bounce. And going to roll all the way down to the 17-yard line.
Pass
So it pins him inside the 20. Not a bad
down
call
to the
there.
17-yard line.
Going to be difficult to pick
First
up
and 10
17
Medfield.
when they know where the line to gain is on that play. So Medfield will take over at their own 17, 1st and 10. 7:47 left to go in the second quarter. 7-0 our score. Westwood in the lead with an opening series touchdown run, 2-yard run by Colin Fay. Stephen Williams on for the Warriors. Off the right side, the give.
Cameron Junta, the ball carrier.
Junta, the ball carrier, number 33. Gain of about 3, maybe 3.5.
Gain of 4 on the play. 2nd and 6. At the Medfield 21.
Give us to Junta. Sees some opening on his left side. He plunges ahead.
Junta, the ball carrier.
Pushed out of bounds. Going to be close to the marker,
Pushed out of
but
bounds by Eli Maroon.
I believe he's going to be a little bit short. Maybe a half yard. That sets up 3rd down.
A gain of 6 on the play.
Good recognition there by Junta. Good field awareness. He saw daylight out to his left, so he bounced the play out. Play was designed up the middle, but that was clogged by green jerseys. No, they're going to give him the 1st down. That took quite a while to
Signal
make
given
that
for
call.
the
I'm not
first
sure
down.
why, but
It is 1st and 10.
so 1st and 10 for the Warriors. Junta gets the ball. He's trapped in the backfield by a host of Wolverine tacklers.
Junta, the ball carrier.
Right, coming off the bottom of the pile is Dom Howe. He came in from the middle
Tripped
linebacker
up by
position.
number 25, Rowan Curtin.
The other inside linebacker, Rowan Curtin, also in there on the
Loss of
stop.
3 on the play. 2nd and 13
2nd and 13.
from the Medfield 24.
Clock is running. Medfield really unable to move the ball. Williams rolled out to his right. He's got a man open through the hands. From this view, it looked like it was on target, but it falls incomplete. Lockman in
Williams' pass
coverage.
intended for James Wilder, incomplete. Defended by Braden Loughnane.
James Wilder seems he's a
3rd and
junior.
13.
Strike that, a sophomore. Seems to be a key person in the Warriors offense. Seen him handle the ball a few times. Williams back. Here comes some outside pressure. Michael Lane throws over the middle, complete. Eli Maroon in coverage, but he finds his man.
Williams complete to
Wilder.
James Wilder.
Came
Tackle
across
by
the
Lockton.
middle.
The gain is enough for a Medfield first down, 1st and 10.
Westwood brought some pressure with their
44.
outside linebackers, and that really opened up the space over the middle. At least visually, even if they weren't going to be in coverage, it made it much easier for Williams to spot his open receiver. Up the middle. Stopped quickly there. Nice job at penetration by Westwood. Again, difficult to see the numbers as they peel off the pile.
The ball carrier.
But excellent job. Might have been Heaspelink as he comes.
Tackled by Curtin and Heaspelink.
Curtin, Heaspelink in on that play. 5.5 minutes left to go. Second quarter. 7-0 our score.
Loss of 5, 2nd and 15.
Williams back to pass. Comes up the middle. Sacked. We have a penalty flag.
Williams on the keeper. Tackled by Pravazzi. There is a flag on the play.
Let's see what that call is.
And the signal is against Medfield.
Might want to decline that as the sack occurred. Although they seem to be doing such a good job defensively, maybe pushing them back 10, something Coach Pindell is considering. They're giving him his options right now near the sideline. Looks like it could be 2nd and 24 or 3rd and 14, I think are his options. And it looks like they're marking it off. So they go for the 2nd and 24.
It is accepted.
Maybe 25. So Coach Pindell confident in the defense, can keep them in this neck of the woods.
2nd and 25.
Would give them an extra down to try to get themselves out of it. Williams takes the snap. Here comes some outside pressure by the outside linebacker Hanlon, and he comes up the middle,
Williams
just collapsed
on.
Nice job.
Wrapped up by number 56, Alexander Solius.
He's got 3 guys going out in coverage. Westwood has 4 or 5 men back in coverage, and the remainder are just collapsing on the quarterback. Williams really doesn't have much time to do anything, and if he had time, Westwood's got coverage downfield. So far on defense, Westwood doing an excellent job as they drop back in coverage, do a prevent style defense, and Williams going to keep it as he goes around end. He's tackled from behind after a gain of about 10.
Williams on the keeper.
More like 14 actually. He gets back to the original line of scrimmage. They'll set up 4th and 10, and out comes the punting unit.
Brought down by Heaspelink.
Back deep for the Wolverines will be Dylan Mahoney.
Gain of 14 on the play. It is 4th and 10 from the Medfield 44.
So a nice job of another bad snap. Good kick. Dylan Mahoney's
with the punt.
signals for a fair catch at the 25-yard line.
Fielded
And
by
Westwood
Dylan
will take
Mahoney.
over there. 3:55 left to go. Westwood has, I believe, 3 timeouts remaining of the 5 they were issued at the start of the game. Each team gets
Westwood
5
takes
per
over
half.
1st and 10 from their own 25.
So they have time. And with the clock stopping on every first down,
left till halftime.
that gives the offense a little bit of an assist to get up to the line and call another play quickly.
Ticket sellers everywhere. Get those tickets.
So we got 2 tight ends, 2 receivers, and Fay in the backfield. The give is to Fay. Up the middle, it bounces left. And not much going on there. Maybe 2 yards, 1.5. See where they mark it.
Fay, the ball carrier.
So Coach Pindell not worried about
The initial hit by Cameron
the amount of time left till halftime as he's calling running play right from the start.
Gain of 2 on the play, 2nd and 8 at the Westwood 27.
So we have 2 receivers to Pap's right. 2 tight ends remain in the game. Give is to Fay off the left side. He's got a crease. cuts ahead.
Colin Fay, the ball
Nice
carrier.
gain, but he's going to be left a little short. He's going to set up about 3rd and 2. Good for about 7 yards.
Gain of
maybe
6 on the play. 3rd down and 2 at the Westwood 33.
Westwood, no huddle, lines up, 2:52 left to go. They have 3 of their 5 timeouts remaining. Paff gives to Fay off the right side. He's got some room. They come up, run support, but he's got the first down. Clock will stop while they reset the chains.
Fay, the ball carrier.
And as soon as the ball is ready and the chains are ready for the next play, the clock will begin.
Westwood.
Ball is marked at the 40-yard line, so they're 60 yards away. They have 2.5 minutes to get there.
1st and 10, Westwood
Waiting
at
for
their
the
own 40.
play to be yelled in from the sideline. Jake Paff calling the play out to his teammates who are already in position. Looking left, he's got Mahoney. No, that's Hannon. Going to move ahead for a gain of 7.
To Hannon.
I think they keep running these hitch patterns in front of the cornerbacks who are playing deep. And those are open, but at this point,
Gain of 7 on the play.
down in
2nd
distance.
down and 3 at the Westwood 47.
And time, they'll give up 7 yards all day long. They're hoping to have Jack Hannon make that first tackler miss. Clock continues to run. 2nd and 3. Paff looking to his right. Caught down from behind as he tried to come forward into the pocket, but it collapsed on him. He turned around and got caught from behind.
By Dealey.
So that's going to set up 3rd and 10 back to the original line of scrimmage.
7 brings up 3rd and 10.
The clock continues to run,
40.
and that may be it for the Wolverine offense trying to get into pay dirt here, as they appear to be taking a lot of time off the clock, not using their timeouts, down to about a minute left, and they are working the play clock. And if they're unable to convert here, they may just punt. So 3rd and 10. We have a
There is no play.
clock stop whistle. We have a timeout taken by Medfield.
Medfield takes timeout.
They waited a long time to call that timeout. I don't know if they really wanted to preserve clock, why they wouldn't have taken it sooner.
It is a 30-second timeout.
So it's a quick one, so they just wanted to get the clock to stop. Jake Paff getting the play from coach. Westwood's offense has had some difficulty scoring. After Pembroke, their opening game, they've scored 7 points, 6 points, and 7 points. And they have 7 on the board so far this game. Paff, back to pass. Pocket collapses, stays on his feet, moves ahead for about a yard. And that may bring another timeout by
Jake Paff
Medfield.
on the keeper.
Let's see. No.
A gain of 1 on the play.
It appears Westwood
4th
likely
down,
would not have
9.
to run a play. 20 seconds left. Unaware of the play clock, as it's kept on the field. We don't have a play clock on the scoreboard. So we can just tell by the actions on the field that no one is concerned about a forthcoming penalty, so that's going to do it. Clock winds down to 0. We go into the halftime.
That is the end of the first
Westwood's
half.
defense doing an outstanding job on the Medfield
Westwood
offense.
7,
And Westwood
Medfield
has
nothing.
moved ahead 7-0 with the first play in the second quarter. 2-yard touchdown run by Colin Fay. We're 7-0 at the half. Westwood in the lead. We'll be back for the third quarter after this. To get ready for second half action, Westwood in the lead, 7-0 our score over the Medfield Warriors. Back deep
Number 22,
for
Matt
this
Colley, the deep man
opening
for
kick
Westwood,
of the second half is
receiving
Matt
the kickoff.
Colley. He had been returning punts as well, but for that lone
Cameron
punt,
Lund,
the 2
kickoff
punts,
for
Dylan
Medfield.
Mahoney was out there. Here we go. Squib kick down the middle. Colley gathers it at the 15. Good block there, the 20. Runs to the sideline and brought down around the 23, 24-yard line.
Colley returns the kickoff.
So gets about 8 yards on the return. And Westwood will take over at the 23-yard line.
23-yard line, 1st and 10, Westwood.
So Westwood pushed back their last possession of the first half with some sacks. So they're starting to get into the quarterback. Westwood maybe needs to start hitting some shorter patterns. The underneath patterns seem to be open as the cornerbacks are playing 7-8 yards off the ball. Medfield in their 4-3 defense. Strike that, they're in a 4-2 now as they drop back an extra defensive back. Paff gives to Fay. Good push off the offensive line. He's brought down after a gain of about 4 yards. Offensive line really delivered the
Colin Fay, the ball carrier.
push off that line there. And Colin just followed the
Tackled by
green
Jackson
jerseys.
Foscaldo. A gain of 5 on the play, 2nd and 5.
They give him
Westwood
5.
38.
Ball at the 38-yard line. They've been successful running the football. Got into some trouble when Paff is dropping back to pass. They bring motion. Late handoff to Fay there, up the middle. Nice blocking by the
Fay,
Westwood
the ball carrier.
Wolverines offensive line. Play is good for about 7 yards. Good for a first down.
The gain is enough for Westwood.
Jay Reese trying to get the crowd involved. Getting them to yell first down Westwood. It's a little chilly tonight. It may have kept people home. It's not poorly attended, but it's not bursting at the seams here in the stands. So 1st and 10 for the Wolverines at the 46-yard line. Motion comes Dom Howe. They give the Fay up the middle. Does well to get back to the line of scrimmage as he was brought down from behind from the trailing defensive end for the Warriors.
No gain on the play, 2nd and 10, Westwood at their own 46.
Early in this third quarter, Wolverines received the opening kick. Matt Colley ran it back to about the 23-yard line, 24-yard line, and Westwood has marched it to the 46 thus far. 2nd and 10. They bring motion again. They give to Fay, reverses his field, sees an opening, moves ahead for a gain of about 6. Nice run by Colin Fay. He's having a really nice game.
Colin Fay, the ball carrier. A gain of 5 on the play. It is 3rd and 4 at the Medfield 48.
3rd and 4. Westwood would like to pick this up. Keep this drive moving. Oh, there's some miscommunication there. A pitch by Paff. Gets it out to Fay, who gets
Colin Fay takes the
going to
pitch
be about a
from Paff.
yard short of the first down, bringing up 4th and 1. That was a broken play, as I'm not sure who went to the wrong direction. Looks like maybe Jake may have opened to his left and Colin ran to his right. But Jake quickly gathered himself, composed, and saw that Colin was open, so he pitched him the ball like an option play. So we're going to have a penalty.
But a flag on the play.
Going to move
And
that
a
ball
penalty
back,
against
give them a
Westwood for
down
holding.
again. Looks like it was a spot foul as they marked it off from where the holding occurred, 10 yards, not from the line of scrimmage. So it's going to set up 3rd and
10
12.
yards from the spot brings up 3rd down and 12 for Westwood from their own 44.
Westwood, 2 tight ends. 2 receivers to Pap's right. He's looking right, rolling right, got some pressure from the backside. He's got a man open on the sideline. They're going to call it incomplete. That's Jack Hannon, intended receiver. He would have had the first down.
Hannon, incomplete. Broken up by Matt
Happened
Leonard.
right in front of the bench, the
4th
Westwood
down and 12.
players, so I couldn't quite tell if he caught it but was out of bounds or if the ball came loose.
Daniele is in to punt.
So it brings on the punting squad for the Wolverines.
Back
So their
deep for
opening
Medfield,
drive
James
falls
Wilder,
short.
Michael Greitzer.
Ball is mishandled by Daniele, but gets a good kick away. He's quickly taken down.
Greitzer returned the punt.
Eli Maroon down there, along with a
Tackled
couple
by
of other.
number 45, Christopher Walsh.
Chris Walsh was down there. Eli, and there was another player who couldn't see the number.
Ball spotted at the 27-yard line, 1st and 10, Medfield.
I paid Jay to say his favorite How to tackle? Absolutely.
So Westwood's defense looking to pick up where it left off. 7:21, first possession of the second half for the Warriors. They trail 7-0. Williams gives up the middle to Junta. He's still plowing. Finally brought down after a gain of 2, maybe 3. You're going to mark him
Junta,
down
the
at the
ball carrier.
31-yard line. That'll give him 3 yards on the carry. 2nd and 7.
Second and 7.
Williams in the empty backfield. Looking over the middle. He's got a man, but he overthrows him. And that's going to be Wilder
pass
again.
intended for Wilder, incomplete.
As I mentioned in the first half, seems like a lot of the
Defended by
offense
Braden
goes through
Lockton.
Wilder. Running a post route. Can't speak today. Having difficulty with that one. And he had a step on
3rd
him,
down.
but
7.
can be a difficult pass at this level to complete. So 3rd and 7. Back goes Williams. Pressured by Heaspelink from behind. He's tackled for a big loss.
Williams is sacked by Miles Hayes-Belink.
Back at the 17-yard line. Miles just ran him down. Nice job by the senior defensive tackle. That's going to bring the punting unit on. 3 and out.
Loss of 12
Nicely
on the sack.
done.
4th down.
Westwood drops 2 back to return this punt.
Lund is in the
Mahoney and Colley back for the Wolverines.
Back deep for Westwood. Mahoney.
End over end kick
and
to
Colley.
Mahoney. He's going to take it up the left side. A little bit of a crease. Good 10-yard return for the junior.
Dylan Mahoney returned the punt. Into Medfield territory. 1st and 10. Westwood ball spotted at
Westwood
the Medfield
starting
39.
In the opposition side of the field. Excellent starting field position thanks to a nice defensive stand and then a nice run back by Dylan Mahoney on that punt. Just under 6 minutes left to go in this third
Ball
quarter.
spotted at the 40.
7-0 our
1st and
score.
10,
Westwood in the lead. So they were able to march the ball a little bit on their opening drive of this half, but got stalled with a 10-yard holding penalty. Double tight end again. Fay up the middle. Nice surge by the offensive line again.
Colin Fay, the ball carrier.
Great first down yardage by Fay. Good for about 7. It's going to bring up 2nd and 3.
Gain of 7 on the play. 2nd and 3. At the Medfield 33.
Mahoney and Hannon are split wide. Two tight ends, Howe and McDonald, and Fay in the backfield with Paff. High snap. Jake gets it. Hands off to Fay. Bounces around to the right side. Going to be stopped after a gain of about 2. About a yard
Fay, the
short.
ball carrier.
It's going to set up 3rd and 1.
A gain of 2 on the play. 3rd down and 1 at the Medfield 31.
So barring a penalty or a loss, big loss here, Westwood likely would go for it on 4th if they're unable to convert this short yardage situation. 4:30 left to go. 7-0 our score. Westwood in the lead. Snaps have been a little high. Jake has been grabbing them just over his helmet. That one's good. Fay up the middle. Plows ahead. You're going to mark him down at the 29.5, and that's enough for a first down.
Pushes ahead, and the gain is enough for Westwood.
So Westwood's offensive line really winning the battle tonight.
1st and 10, Westwood just across the 30, almost to the Medfield 29.
And a lot of these offensive linemen also play on the defensive side of the ball, and they are winning that battle too. So, fresh set of downs. Ball at the 29-yard line. Paff gives to Fay. Tackled for a loss.
Colin Fay carried.
Loss of about 3 on that play. Maybe 4. Now 3 yards. 2nd and 13.
Loss of 3 on the play. 2nd and 13 at the Medfield 33.
Might be a good time for a screen pass. They run that to Colin a lot so far this season. This is the down and distance where you might see something like that. Quick in. That's Jack Hannon, I believe, on the reception.
Jake Paff complete to Hannon.
Good for about 5 yards. Going to set up 3rd and about 7.
It's a gain of 6 on the play. It is 3rd down and 7 at the Medfield 27.
Hannon and Mahoney split to the near side. 2 tight ends still in. Running a lot more 2 tight end set this game. It's Pindell. Paff looking to his right. He's got Hannon. Hannon made the catch near the first down mark, and then he cut back, but they're going to give him forward progress. Enough for a first down.
And the gain is good for another Westwood.
Westwood really racking up the first downs this game, but they're marching the ball. They just cannot get in the end zone.
1st and 10, Westwood.
They've had real difficulty
19.
after that opening game against Pembroke. Just 1 touchdown each game. Trying to break that one now. Mark James in, checking with the play with Paff. So he gets split wide left along with Mahoney. Looks like Hannon is out this play. They stack the line with linebackers, and it's successful, and they stop Fay at the line of scrimmage for no gain.
Colin Fay.
Maybe 1. Out comes James, and in comes Loughnane. So I don't know what Hannon, if he's okay. I don't see anyone on the bench getting treatment, so I have to assume he's okay. Maybe taking a breather.
On the play, 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, he's fine,
The
walking the
Medfield
sidelines.
19.
Minute 25 remaining in this 3rd quarter. 7-0 our score, Westwood in the lead. Mahoney to the right, Loughnane to the left. Looking Mahoney, quick in, complete. Catch is good for about another 6-7 yards.
Pass complete to Dylan Mahoney.
They're going to give him, looks like maybe
Tackled by
7.
Matt Leonard.
3rd down, 3 to go. The underneath stuff is all open all day long with those cornerbacks playing deep off the line of scrimmage.
Medfield 13.
Just throw them where they aren't. Take what the defense will give you. So we had 3 receivers in now. Dom Howe comes out, replaced by Eli Maroon. We're going to have a timeout.
Timeout.
Taken by, looks like Westwood. So just checking around other scores currently going on. Holliston
It's a full timeout.
is ahead 21-0 at the half over Hopkinton. Ashland is leading 14-0 at the half over Norwood.
An update from Fenway Park. 3rd inning score, Red Sox 3, Yankees nothing.
J.D. Martinez hit a 3-run home run in the bottom of the first.
3-run homer from J.D. Martinez.
Take the 3-0 lead over the Yankees in the opening stanza, and they still have the 3-0 lead in the third inning. And Medway is leading 21-7 over Dover Sherborne. So out comes Westwood, 3rd and 3. Not sure they'd try a field goal from here if they're unable to convert. Westwood back to 2 tight ends. The give is to Fay off the left side. He's got an opening. The line is pushed forward. Now that's going to be enough for a first down. Pretty close. They're signaling first down. He's tackled at the 8-yard line. They needed to get to the 9. So that'll be 1st and goal at the 8 for the Wolverines.
The is good for another Westwood.
Westwood dominating every aspect of this game except the scoreboard, where they're ahead only 7-0. 18 seconds remaining in this third quarter. The clock starts running after that reset the chains on the first down, and we are not going to get another playoff before the end of the quarter. So we will enter the 4th with Westwood in the lead once again, 7-0 our score. You might recall last week they won 7-6 over Norwood.
Medfield nothing.
So Westwood really would like to get off the 1 touchdown a game streak that they have going for them. One aspect that is really in well attendance here is the Westwood student section called the Den. Today, the theme is USA. Kids dressed in clothing they may have worn 4th of July or other times. A lot of red, white, and blue, stars and stripes. And it's turned out to be a pretty good crowd. Sparsely attended early on, but Medfield is going through a little bit of a rebuilding. They lost a couple key players to independent school transfers, I believe. They do have 4 captains, all seniors you might imagine. I mentioned Stephen Williams, the playing quarterback tonight. Joseph Vachon, the running back. Daniel Dealey, he's the tight end. And Anthony Torallo. He is an offensive lineman. Again, all captains. So here we go. 1st and goal at the 8.
First and goal, Wolverines at the 8.
Set up with a wingback left. Looking to the right. Throwing deep into the corner. He's going to overthrow his man, Dylan Mahoney, on a fade pattern.
Shake pass, incomplete. Second and goal at the 8.
So that'll bring up 2nd and goal. That play worked for a touchdown against Pembroke, first game of the season. I think Jake just put a little too much on that. It appeared Dylan may have had a difficulty coming out of his break, as it was a crossing pattern. He may have got mixed up there with the defense or his own player. So here we go, 2nd and 8. Give us to Fay off the left side. Good run, nice hold, touchdown Wolverines.
Carrier into the end zone. Touchdown.
Excellent
Westwood.
job by the offensive line. Westwood pulls in front 13-0.
Eight-yard touchdown run for Fay.
Colin Fay having a heck of a ball game today.
Daniele is in.
I'd love
for
to
the
see a
extra point try.
statistician's report on number of first downs and yardage by
Mark
Colin.
James Jr. holding.
Daniele on to kick the extra try. Kick is up, and it looks like it hit the upright. No
The
good.
kick is no good. The try unsuccessful. Westwood 13. Medfield
So Westwood
nothing.
extends their lead to 13-0. Hopefully giving their defense a little comfort. 10:47 remains in this final quarter. Ever since I believe it was the opening drive of the Norwood game, where Norwood marched down inside the 10-yard line, where Westwood's defense finally stiffened up, held them to a field goal.
Connor Daniele
Other
is
than
in the
that,
kickoff for
Westwood's
Westwood.
defense has done an excellent job in the last
Michael Greitzer.
8 quarters, 7.5 quarters of play.
The deep men for Medfield.
Let's see if they try another pooch kick. Looks like we have someone else in there to kick. Oh, no, let's take that back. And a little bit long for a pooch kick. Caught at the 30-yard line by Junta. Gets it ahead the 37-yard line before he stopped. So good field position for the
Junta
Warriors.
returned the kick.
Not sure if Daniele intended to kick it that far, but was easily gathered in there by Junta, one of the up man, and returned to the 37-yard line.
Tackle made at the 38-yard line. 1st and 10, Medfield at their own 38.
So Medfield, if they hope to do anything in this game, they've really got to capitalize on this possession. They've got good starting field position. And we're going to have a penalty flag as
There is
everyone
no
was
play.
moving except for the
There's the
center.
flag
So
and the penalty against Medfield, a false start.
I guess you could say it was just the center who got that play call wrong, or the snap count wrong, as everyone else was
It will be
moving,
a
including the
5-yard
quarterback. He
walk-off.
was expecting the ball.
1st and 15.
So that brings up 1st and
Medfield from
15.
their own 33.
They just keep moving themselves backwards. Westwood is happy to receive any of the help they're willing to extend. Williams back to pass. No one open. Finds some space to run. Moves ahead to the 45-yard line. Gain of about 7. Let's see where they mark him out. Now they're going to mark him out at gain of about 5. Take that back. He got the yardage back from the penalty and then some. So a gain of about 10 on the scramble by Williams. Westwood had him, but he found his way out.
There is a gain of 9 on the play. 2nd and 6 at the Medfield 43.
Williams looking downfield again. Pass is complete on the sideline.
Williams pass complete.
And that's going to be enough at the 50-yard line, 49-yard line
Cameron
for a
Lund.
first down.
A gain of 6 on the play and a first down for Medfield at their own 49.
You'll recall last year Medfield won, I believe the score was 35-7, so this is a big turnaround for the Wolverines. They bring a blitz. He's got some pressure, rolling right. He's going to throw it away. Wise decision by the senior captain.
Incomplete.
He had nobody open, and he was flushed from the pocket.
10.
Brings up 2nd and 10 from the 49-yard line. Clock stops, 9:56 remaining in the fourth quarter. Westwood with a 2-score lead, 13-0. Four receivers in, single back in the backfield. That's Junta, along with Williams. He's coming off the edge, flush him out of the pocket, and he's going to run out of bounds for a loss of 3 yards at the 46-yard line.
Williams on the keeper.
That's going to bring up 3rd and about 13.
Run out of bounds. A loss of 3 on the play. 3rd down, 13 from the Medfield 46.
Not sure if Medfield's, they're probably in 4-down territory regardless of the outcome of this play, but let's see. Williams throwing over the middle. He's got a man open, but he overthrows Wilder again.
Williams pass
Maroon in coverage.
Intended for Wilder.
Wilder had a step on him, but couldn't hook up. So that sets up 4th and 13. It looks like on comes the punting unit for the Warriors.
Down and 13.
Cauley and Mahoney back deep for the Wolverines.
Mahoney and Cauley back deep for Westwood.
Ball is picked up by Cauley, is dragged from behind, fumbles the ball out of bounds.
Return the punt, rather.
I was saying he was down before the ball came loose at the 24-yard line.
Out of bounds at the 23. 1st and 10, Westwood.
So Westwood would love to work the clock here. First downs. That's the order of the day here for the Wolverines. Keep the ball in their possession. Keep the game in their control. Mahoney comes off. Westwood unlikely to pass early in this, in the early 1st and 2nd downs, I would think. Going to keep the clock running. And they pass. He fakes left to it. We got some contact throwing deep downfield. And there was some contact, but the ball was about 4 or 5 yards over the head of its intended receiver.
There is a flag on the play.
Do have a flag. It might be holding. So you may have seen a little shoulder shrug by Jake on a pump fake, trying to get the safety to move over and get the cornerback to bite on a short pattern, and then receiver releases long. Penalties against Westwood. They march the ball
penalty against
back.
Westwood, a holding penalty is a 10-yard penalty. Brings up first down
First
and
and 20. Ball is on the 14-yard line. They were going for the home run ball on that previous play, and it cost them 10 yards in the process. Mahoney and Hannon split left. Looks like Loughnane. Wide right. Fay in the backfield. The give is to Fay. He's got room. Pushes the pile ahead. Good for 10. maybe almost 11 yards, gets that penalty yardage back. +1, he goes out to the 20.
A gain of 11
It's
on
going to
the
bring
play.
up 2nd and 9.
9.
Excellent job by the offensive
Westwood
line,
25.
opening that hole up, and Colin ran very hard on that play. So it's 2nd and 9. The cornerbacks have brought their coverage up close to the line of scrimmage. Second and 9. Paff looks to his left. He's got Hannon on a screen pass. Hannon makes a first man miss, cuts
Jake
inside.
To
Good
John
for about
Hannon,
5
complete.
yards. It's going to bring up 3rd and 3. Maybe 6 yards
A
on
gain of
that.
6 on the play. 3rd down and 3.
It's a big 3rd down here.
Westwood 31.
I'd expect they were to go back to the Fay well here. It's been working for him. And we're going to have a timeout taken by Coach Pindell.
And a timeout.
Looks like he was unhappy with the alignment of the offensive players on the line. He was pointing out to maybe some receivers as to whether or not they should have been on the line of scrimmage or set back a yard or
30-second
two.
timeout.
So they're down to 3 left. 3 timeouts, that is. So we take that one to avoid a penalty. Or maybe just to talk things over with quarterback. 7:43 left to go in the 4th. 13-0 our score. Westwood in the lead. Give us to Fay off the left side. He's got a crease. Finds a nice hole. Runs for a first down.
Carrier.
Play is good for about 5 yards, 6 yards.
Tackled by Elliott Mance. And
Another
gain
first
enough
down for the
another
Wolverines.
Westwood.
Clock will start running again. 7.5 minutes left to go in this one.
1st and 10, Westwood at their own 39.
Westwood's offensive line really can't say enough about the job they're doing tonight. They're winning the battle against a 5-3 line. They brought an extra man back from the defensive backfield up to the linebacker and brought a linebacker up to the line. Fay gets the handoff from Paff.
Colin
Moves ahead
Fay.
to about the line of scrimmage. Now they give him about 1.5 yards gain.
Tackled by Luke Slavic. A gain of 2 on the play, 2nd and 8 at the Westwood 41.
Second and 8 on the 41. Paff, quick out. That's Mahoney, makes a man miss. Breaks another tackle,
Pass
moves
complete
ahead
to Dylan Mahoney.
for about 5 yard gain. It's going to bring up 3rd and about 3.
Gain of 5 on the play, 3rd and 3 at the Westwood 46.
Paff gives to Fay again. He's brought down. It's going to be short of the first
Fay,
down
the ball carrier.
by about 1 yard. Gets 2 on the play. Sets up 4th at the 48-yard line.
Gain of 2 on the play. 4th down and 1 at the Westwood 48.
.526 left to go. And Westwood going to go for it on 4th and 1. Want to keep the ball out of the hands of the Warriors. Sometimes this can backfire if you don't make it because you're giving them good field position. But I think Coach Pindell is confident in his defense to hold them even if they take over here at midfield. Paff. Hard count, gets him off. He's tackled for a huge loss. I don't know what happened on that play.
Jake Paff,
we have
the keeper,
penalty flags.
keeping possession of the loose ball. There is a flag on the play.
The ball was snapped. Looks like Medfield came over the line, but the ball was snapped, so it's just a matter of were they over the line while the ball was snapped. I think center Declan Burke tried to snap the ball when he saw that the defensive line had come over the line of scrimmage. And they're going to call false start against Westwood.
The signal is a penalty.
That's going to bring it back 5 yards.
Both teams, a false start against Westwood and offsides against Medfield.
Offsetting.
They offset, and we will redo the down. Replay, 4th down and 1.
Not sure how you can have
the Westwood
false
48.
start and defensive offsides on the same play. But they'll replay the down. That's 4th and 1. I think that's an odd call. Usually they'll say the false start caused the defense to come over the line early and give the penalty to the offense. Or they might say the offense moved because the defense came over the line, in which case they give the penalty to the defense. There we go, 4th and 1. Paff gives to Fay. He gets the first down.
Fay, the ball carrier.
Gets 2 yards, 2.5 yards, just over midfield. Colin Fay ahead for the first down for the Wolverines.
Across midfield, and the gain is enough for another Westwood. 1st and 10, Westwood at the Medfield 49.
So we got some discussion on the sideline. Coach Pindell talking with the referee. I'm not sure what about. We're going to call a timeout, letting the clock run down before he took the timeout. 4:19 left to go.
Red Sox fans will be happy. Still a 3rd inning score. It is now 5-0 Red Sox.
So we have a long timeout. Westwood doing well with the offense, moving the ball when they need to, using the run to do so. The safest bet is the run to work the clock. And there's less chance of a turnover. Obviously, a fumble is always a possibility, but you put the ball up in the air with a pass, there's always a possibility of a tip ball. Ball batted at the line of scrimmage up in the air for an interception. Just any number of things can go wrong. As Coach Lombardi said, when you throw a ball, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are, or 3 things can happen. 4 things can happen, and 3 of them are bad. So Jake Paff looking to hand the ball off and does so. Colin Fay reverses his field, but is caught from behind.
Colin Fay.
Going to be a loss of 3 on the play. Giving forward progress at the 49-yard line. Loss of 2.
A loss of 2 on the play, 2nd and 12 at the Westwood 49.
So I mentioned that Westwood was tied with Hopkinton for third place in the Tri-Valley Large League, and Hopkinton was losing 21-0 to Holliston at the half. Holliston showing that they and Ashland are the cream of the crop for the TVL Large this year. So if that score should hold up and our score should hold up, Westwood would move into sole possession of third place behind Ashland and Holliston. Paff gives to Fay. He's pushed back. Defensive push there up on the line of scrimmage. That's Nick Crofts, it looks like 27.
By Lunn.
No, take that back.
Loss of 7 on the play.
Can't quite make out the number. Cameron Lund, it looks like maybe defensive end, number 87, not 37. So we have another timeout.
And a full timeout.
Taken by the Wolverines. Medway is in the lead 21-14 over Dover Sherborne. And Ashland was beating Norwood 14-0 at the half. And we are 13-0 in the fourth quarter. Westwood ahead of Medfield. And Dedham is ahead of Norton, 13-7 at the half. And we have a third quarter score, Zavarian and Brockton, 0-0. The other Westwood High School in competition tonight. So Coach Pindell maybe telling his team, if we want to hold on to this ball, we can't let that kind of penetration go on. We got a long third and about 19. Ball on the 42. Typical situations, this might be a perfect opportunity for a screen pass to a running back. Paff looking left, finds no one, now going downfield. He's got Jack Hannon. Can't come down with it.
Paff's pass incomplete, intended for Hannon.
And that'll set up 4th and 19.
4th down.
Jack had a step on him, turned around for the ball, and was unable to come down with it. Looks like he got his hands on it, but it was a contested pass play. So likely the punting unit come on the field. Eli Maroon snaps. He's on the field, but take that back. Outruns Jake Paff. They might run the quick kick. It's 4th and 19. I'd be surprised if they went for it. But they have to honor that and put nobody back. Honor the fact that the quarterback is on the field and anything can happen. And he's going to kick it, and he does so. And it's going to go down right about the 20-yard line. So that worked out nicely.
Paff with the punt. Down to the 20-yard line. Medfield first
punt
and
went
10,
for about
over.
40 yards, 39 yards. So that's going to leave Medfield with a lot of field in front of them. 3:44 left to go in the fourth quarter. Westwood holding a 13-0 lead. I mentioned that Hopkinton also plays in Division 4. They are currently ranked 9th with the same 2-2 record that Westwood has, but their wins have come against better teams. So here we go. Williams once again flushed from the pocket, looking for somebody downfield. Can't find anyone. Runs out of bounds about the 20-yard line, and that's going to be no gain. He's been flush from the pocket a lot tonight. Westwood defense not allowing many to be open and not allowing Williams much time to find somebody. But it can be difficult when the quarterback holds on to the ball that long to keep coverage. Here we go. Williams looking over the middle, and he does have anyone to go to. We have a penalty flag thrown. Ball is thrown incomplete.
Williams' pass is incomplete.
And
There
he
is
was
a flag on the play.
lucky to get that ball off.
The signal
signal's
is
a hold
holding
against Medfield. Let's see what Coach Bindell opts to do here. It was 2nd and 10. I would think you would accept the penalty, and they will mark it off. So that's going to be a half the distance.
It is a 10-yard penalty.
Yeah, which will, well, it was 10 yards
Second
at the
down
20,
and
so it goes
20 for
to the
Medfield
10
from their
anyway.
own 10.
I was thinking the line of scrimmage was the 15. It was at the 20, so it's now back at the 10. 2nd and 20 for the Warriors. Williams alone, empty backfield. He's looking to his left. Comes back to his right, flush from the pocket. Throwing short underneath. Ball is caught. Looks like Lunn.
Williams' pass complete to Lunn.
He's a tight end on offense.
And a gain of 14
Play
yards.
was good for 14,
Third
so that
down
brings
and
up
6.
3rd and 6.
At the Medfield 24.
Westwood brings pressure underneath, flushed out, right into the arms of Miles Hispelinck, it looks like. Excellent job by the defensive line of the Wolverines. That was a combination sack. Williams had no time whatsoever.
Loss of 12 on the
That might have been Noah Hispelinck who came right up the middle. Nobody touched him.
It is 4th and 8.
Pushing
18.
Williams right into the arms of Noah's brother Miles, who came in from the defensive end position, defensive tackle. So that brings up 4th and 17, and Medfield will punt. Tough snap, picks up the short hop. Line drive kick, and they're going to let it go. And it takes a Medfield roll down to about the 40.
Line.
Take
First
that
and
back,
10
the
Westwood.
37-yard line. 1st and 10 Westwood, 1:52 left to go. Medfield has 2 timeouts left. So does Westwood. And Westwood likely would just need to run some plays to run this one out. First down would certainly secure it. Familiar set today's game, 2 tight ends, 2 flankers, and Fay. Give us to Fay on the right side. He obviously was instructed to stay in bounds. Don't want that clock to stop for any reason. And looks like Medfield is not going to play the timeout game. So they will allow the clock to continue down as they're down 2 scores.
On the play, 2nd and 10.
And their offense has done absolutely nothing against this Westwood defense today. Westwood will take their time on the play clock, let it wind down before the ball is snapped. Paff runs in from the sideline with the play. Same formation. Strike that. We have 1 tight end and 1 slot back. Fay off the left side, brought down after a gain of about
Fay.
3. That'll bring up 3rd and 7.
Tackled by Dealey.
46 seconds left to go in this one.
A gain of 3 on the
just
play.
one more
3rd
play.
and 7.
And that should do it. Looks like some of the Medfield players might be a little upset that they're not trying to call timeout. And Westwood will go into the victory formation as Jake will come under center for the first time today. And take one last snap, and that should do it.
And Paff takes the knee.
And that will do it. As the clock ticks down, Westwood will advance to a 3-2 record.
And that's the end of the ball
Winning
game.
2 in a
ladies
row.
and
Last
gentlemen.
weekend,
The
this
final score
week.
tonight, Westwood 13,
Medfield
nothing.
will fall to 1-4. Westwood moves to 2-1 in Tri-Valley League play. And again, will likely take over sole possession of third place. And they get off of the one offensive touchdown per game. Bad rut that they've been on. 13-0 our score. Westwood victorious over neighboring Medfield.
Great
Thank you very
job,
much for
Wolverines.
tuning in. I'm Chris Paff for
Safe
Westwood
and
Media
wonderful
Center.
Columbus Day weekend,
Thank you very
everybody.
much.
Drive safely.
Westwood hopes to continue the run of good fortune next week as they travel to Ashland. And that could be a difficult test as Ashland comes into today's game against Norwood undefeated, and they were ahead at the half by 2 scores. So that will be at Ashland. We will not be with you, but we will be back with you for the final home game on the schedule. I take that back. Today is the final home game. They travel to Ashland, then Hopkinton. And that'll do it for the regular season. And then they will finish with consolation games or playoff games should they be fortunate enough to make the playoffs. And then they will finish off with the game against Holliston for Thanksgiving. Thank you very much again for watching. I'm Chris Paff. We'll see you again next time we're home. Take care. Bye-bye.